For this project, you're going to need some Red Heart Super Saver yarn or any worsted weight yarn. Now, the information I'm giving you is for this particular pot holder, so if you choose a different applique, then just choose the color of yarn that goes with your applique. But for this video, you're going to need Red Heart Super Saver in perfect pink, white, and glowworm green. You're going to need a 6 3/4 by 6 3/4 piece of insulated batting. Now that's optional. That's if you choose to use that. You're going to need a size I-9 crochet hook or 5.5 millimeter. And then the last item you're going to need is I chose this cute little cupcake. It is done by Creations of Grace. It's a fabric iron-on. It's item number 655456, and I purchased this at Hobby Lobby. But you can find really adorable different appliques in a variety of different items. So that's what you're going to need to make your little pot holder. So to begin this project, we're going to start with the white. So take your white yarn and your hook, chain 22, and I'll be back and we'll get started. I have my chain 22 ready, and please forgive the orange background. It's just really hard to film white on white, so I thought I'd lay this fabric down to make it a little bit better contrast so you can see the stitches better. Now this is a 2-row repeat pattern where you'll be repeating rows 2 and 3. Row 1 is our base row. We're going to start with a single crochet in that second chain from hook. So skip the first chain, insert your hook in that second chain, yarn over, pull it through the chain, yarn over, and pull it through 2 loops. That's a single crochet. So now you're going to go into the next chain, which is here, and you're going to do a double crochet. Yarn over your hook, insert it into that next chain, yarn over the hook, pull it through the chain, yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over, pull it through 2 loops on your hook, and that is a double crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to work a single crochet and a double crochet, a single crochet and a double crochet across. So next chain, single crochet, next chain you're going to work a double crochet, and you're going to continue that across until you get to the last chain, and that should be, you will end with a single crochet. So go ahead and repeat your pattern across, single crochet in the next chain, double crochet in the next chain, single crochet in the next, double crochet, ending with a single crochet, and I'll meet up at the end of row 1. I'm at the end of row 1, and you can see that we ended with the single crochet in the last chain. So now we're going to start row 2, which is the first row of our repeat row. You're going to chain 1, you're going to turn your work. Now if you can remember, this is a really simple pattern, but if you can remember, the first single crochet and the last single crochet of every row is always a single crochet. You never change the first and last stitch. Now when you're working across, you're going to be doing the opposite of whatever stitch you're working on. If it's a double crochet, you'll be doing a single crochet. If it's a single crochet, you'll be doing a double crochet. So let's get started. We already made our chain 1. The first stitch is a single crochet, so we're going to go in that first single crochet and single crochet. Now the next stitch is a double crochet, so we're going to do a single crochet in the next double crochet. The next stitch is a single crochet, so we're going to work a double crochet in that single crochet. And this pattern is basically the same. It's just the beginning and ending of the rows, where one row will have 2 single crochet starting, the next row will be a single crochet, double crochet. It all depends on where your stitches fall. Now the next stitch you can see is a double crochet, so we're going to work a single crochet in that double crochet. The next stitch is a single crochet, so you're going to work a double crochet in that single crochet. So go ahead and work across. You will be working a single crochet in the double crochet and a double crochet in the single crochet, and you'll repeat that across. And at the end, you end with a double crochet and a single crochet. So the last stitch is always a single crochet, and then this double crochet, you'll also put a single crochet in that. So this is the row that you'll end with 2 single crochet, and the row starts with 2 single crochet. So go ahead and work to the end, and we'll meet up there. I'm at the end of row 2, and you can see we ended with 2 single crochet, and we started with 2 single crochet. So now we're going to begin row 3. You will chain 1. You will turn your work. You always work a single crochet in that first single crochet. The next stitch is a single crochet. So if you look at your work closely, you can see it's a single crochet, and that's a double crochet. It's a little bit longer. So if you're not sure, just kind of like pull it apart. Okay, that's single, double, single. So that's a single, so we're going to do a double crochet inside that single crochet. I hope I'm not getting tongue-tied when I'm saying this. This is a double crochet, so we're putting a single crochet in that double crochet. And basically it's the same across. Double crochet in the next single crochet, and single crochet in that next double crochet, and work that across. Double crochet in the next single, single crochet in the next double, and with this row you have 2 singles, so you will end with a double crochet, and then you'll end in the very last stitch with a single. So this row you will start and end with a single crochet. So finish that across and we'll meet up. I'm at the end of row 3, and this is what your piece should look like. It just adds a nice little bit of texture to the work. It's not just the plain old single crochet. It's just a nice texture to it. So what you're going to do now is you're going to repeat rows 2 and 3 8 more times, and you should have a total of 19 rows. So go ahead and work 19 rows, and I will meet with you at the end of row 19. I'm at the end of row 19, and this is what your work should look like. It should start looking like a square. So now when you're at the end of row 19, we are not going to fasten off, and we are not going to turn our work. What we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put a border around our square, and we're going to start by working down our length, down the row end stitches. So let me zoom in on this a little. There we go. We're going to chain 1. Then you're just going to turn it towards you so you have your hook and getting ready to go down the side of your work. We're going to single crochet right in that last single crochet of row 19 that we just worked. Now what I do, you have your preference of what you want to do. You can go around the whole stitch, but I don't like to do that because it creates a big hole. I like to try to just go under those loops, and if you see it's almost like 2 cords, I try to go through it. That way it just leaves a better look to it, and it doesn't create that big hole. So we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to do a single crochet in each row end stitch down the length, and you should have a total of 19 single crochet when you get to this bottom corner. So all you're going to do, that was our first one, you're going to go into the next row, just look for your stitches, go right in there, single crochet. Look for your next row end stitch. You can see this big hole here. I do not go in that hole. I look for that split. I go right through the center of that. And I work a single crochet. And what that does is you can see it leaves this thread right here. It leaves this little bit of thread here so it doesn't create that big gaping hole like that. It just keeps that in there so it doesn't look quite so bad. So go ahead and single crochet in each row end stitch down to the corner, and you should have a total of 19 single crochet. So double check your stitch count when you're done, and I'll meet up with you at the corner. Okay, I'm done with my first side of my border. I double counted my stitches to make sure I had a total of 19 stitches down my side of my pot holder. Now I'm at the corner, so we're going to chain 2 at the corner, and that forms your corner. So now you're going to come across and look for that first chain. Let me turn my work a little. Here's our first chain. You can see the chains here running across. We're going to single crochet in each chain across on that bottom of that foundation row. Now what I do is this snibbling from when I started my chain. I just work my stitches right over that strand of yarn, and it just helps weave it right in for me as I crochet. So go ahead, just find each chain across, single crochet across to the next corner. Now when you single crochet across the foundation chain, you should have a total of 21 single crochet when you reach your next corner. So I'll meet you there and double check your stitch count and make sure you have 21 single crochet, and I'll meet you at the corner. I worked across the bottom of my foundation chain. I have a total of 21 single crochet across to the corner, and now we're going to chain 2 and make our next corner. Now we're working down the side of the work again, so all you're going to do is you're going to single crochet in each row end stitch, same as the side you did previously. You should have a total of 19 single crochet to the corner. You're going to chain 2, and then you are going to single crochet in each stitch across the top, across to the next corner. So I'll go ahead and meet you there because you already did it down the length, so you should know how to do that. And the top row, the stitches are so very easy to see. So 19 single crochet down the length in each row end stitch, 1 single crochet in each row end stitch for a total of 19 single crochet, chain 2, and then work a single crochet in each stitch across for a total of 21 single crochet, and then I'll meet you at the corner. I'm at the end of our last side of our pot holder. So now all you're going to do is chain 2 for the corner, and you're going to slip stitch in the top of that beginning single crochet, and then you're just going to fasten off, and you can weave your ends in on the back of your work with a yarn needle. So now the next step is you need to make another one of these for a total of 2. So go ahead and make your second square, and in the meantime, while you're making your second square, I'm going to go ahead and iron this onto my crocheted piece. So make sure you put it on the right side, which is an odd row. So make sure that when you put it on, that row 19, when you end your work, this is the right side of your work. So I'm going to iron that on carefully and just try to keep the iron right on the applique. And I'll also probably try to hand stitch and tack it for reinforcement so it holds up being washed and dried. So go ahead and do that. Make your second piece, and then if you want to iron on your applique, and I suggest strongly that you tack it. I was going to sew it, but because it has this sewing edging on already, I thought it might kind of like ruin the effect of it, and I didn't think I was good enough to match those stitches up with white thread to make it match. So I'm just going to hand stitch it, and I'll be right back. I have my front piece of my pot holder made, and I made a second one the same way, so I have my two pieces. So now what we're going to do is we're going to assemble our pot holder. So this is the back and this is the right side. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over with the wrong side facing, and you're going to lay that down. Now, the batting is optional. I do recommend it if you're going to be using these and picking up hot pots. Place your batting on top of the wrong side of that bottom piece. It's like layering. Now you're going to take the right side of the top and you're going to place that right on top of there. It makes a nice, thick pot holder. So now we're going to start our border. And we're going to start up in this upper right hand corner. We're going to be working through both thicknesses. So you're going to insert your hook into that chain 2 space, and then you're going to come to the back and insert it right through that, working through both. And if you look at the top of your pot holder, you match the stitches up. This one to the same one in the back, the front to the one in the back, and I think you can see that pretty clear, and that's how you're going to do your stitches, matching them through front and back through both pieces. So to do this border, you're going to use 2 strands at a time. You're going to use 1 strand of pink and 1 strand of green. You hold them both together. What I do is I leave a little bit of length and I work right over that length, and then I stick it down inside the pot holder. So insert your hook in that top right hand corner chain 2 space. I'm going to start with the pink, and we're going to pull that pink through, and we're going to work 3 single crochet, but we're going to change colors. Let me zoom in on this. We're going to change colors with each stitch. So the first single crochet, I pulled my pink through, yarn over, chain 1. Insert your hook back through that chain 2 space, yarn over, pull it through. That's half of your first single crochet. Now you're going to grab that green and pull it through. So if you see how nicely that ends that stitch, you always pull your second color before you finish the first. On that last pull through, you're going to pull that new color through. So insert your hook in that same chain 2 space, grab your green, pull it through that stitch, then you're going to grab the pink and pull it through the last half of the stitch. And see how it finishes the stitch and it's all green. Now we're going to do the pink. Insert your hook in that same chain 2 space. You're going to grab your pink, pull it through, and then you're going to grab your green and pull it through. And that created your 3 single crochet. And if you do a single crochet and say this is supposed to be green but the top is pink, you did it wrong. So go ahead and rip it out and try again. Just watch the video as many times as you need to. Now on this, we're going to work 10 single crochet across, and then we're going to do our hanging loop. So let's go ahead and work the next 10 stitches. So the next one is green. Match it up to that stitch in the back. Pull your green through the stitch and then grab your pink and pull your pink through. And you're going to grab your pink, insert your hook in the next stitch through the front and through the back. I'm going to go ahead and stick these down in there because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to pull my pink through and then I'm going to grab my green. And I try to get this so I don't keep tangling my yarn as I work around. If you see it's crossing, then you would pull your pink up from underneath so it's not crossing. Okay, so I have the green, so insert in the next stitch, front to back, pull your green through, then grab your pink, just take it from this side. I'm trying to watch the video and do this at the same time. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not confusing anybody. I have my pink loop on the hook, so I'm going to go inside those next two stitches and I'm going to pull my pink through, then I'm going to grab my green and pull the green through the two pink loops. So we need a total of 10 stitches. I have 4 so far. So next is green. Pull the green through, then grab my pink. Put the pink through. Pull the pink through, grab my green. Put the green through. Pull the green through those stitches and then grab my pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 3 more stitches to go. Pull this up so you can see it a little bit better. I have pink on my hook, so I insert my hook in the next stitch front to back through both pieces. I pull my pink through, I grab my green and pull the green through. The green is on my hook. I insert it in the next stitch front to back. I grab my green, I pull it through the stitches, I grab my pink and pull it through. And this is just a really pretty, it goes with the pink and green of the cupcake. So now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We need to do 1 more stitch. Insert my hook, pull my pink through, grab my green, and pull my green through. So now if you count your stitches, you should have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 stitches unworked. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch, which is the center stitch across the top, and I'm going to pull both strands of yarn through that so my hanging loop is a lot heavier. And I'm going to slip stitch here. And then I'm going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then I'm going to come down here and in that same stitch, I'm going to slip stitch that again, right through there and right through that last chain of that hanging loop. And this creates a really nice loop. It won't, like, you know how they stretch out. It's a little more firm. So what we're going to do is we're going to just repeat this manner. Our loop is made, so you're just going to single crochet around your piece, alternating pink, then green, and in the corner chain 2 spaces. That counts as 3 stitches. So when you get to the corner chain 2, work 3 single crochet, the same as we did here. So just pick up your hook. We have both colors on the hook, but because we ended with pink here, I'm going to go ahead and grab my green, insert your hook in the next 2 stitches, pull your green through those stitches, grab the pink and pull your pink through. Now you're going to work with 1 strand only, alternating the colors. So remember, as you're working around, whatever color's on your hook, I have pink, insert your hook in that next 2 stitches, you pull the color that's on your hook through the stitches. Then you grab the next color. Green's on my hook. I insert it into the next two front to back stitch. I pull the green through. I grab my pink and pull it through. And this gives you your alternating colors where your loops and your stitches all match. So go ahead and work around. And when you get to the end here, all we're going to do is slip stitch to the beginning, to the top of that beginning single crochet, and I'll meet you there. Okay, I'm at the end of my fourth side, and you can see how nice that looks around our cupcake with our two colored border. But the problem I have is when I get here, I started with the pink and I ended with a pink. So on the right side of the work, we're going to sneak an extra stitch in there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert my hook in that same chain 2 space, and I'm going to, whoops, I gotta pull that stitch out. Okay, so there is our last pink. I'm going to pull that green through, and then I'm going to insert my hook in that same chain 2 space. I'm going to pull that green through, and then I'm going to grab my pink and pull the pink through. And that ends so we keep the color pattern. And then you end with the pink. You're just going to slip stitch in the top of that and pull your pink through. And you're going to fasten off both colors. And I just pull my thread through. And then what you do is you take your yarn needle and you're just going to weave it. You're going to take your yarn needle, you're going to weave it through these stitches on the back here, and then you can just take your yarn needle, stick it right down through there, pull it through a little bit, and then snip it off, and then your ends are actually inside your pot holder. So let me get a zoom out a little bit on this. Whoops. Okay. And then this is our finished pot holder. My cupcake might be just a little crooked, so kind of make sure you have that centered when you're attaching it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of our quick and easy cupcake pot holder. And like I said, there's so many appliques out there. You could do this in like a tan with a country plaid star. And if you can't find an applique, buy yourself some fusible webbing and make your own applique and put it on the front of your pot holder. There's so many possibilities with this cute little pattern. And there's your nice hanging loop. And please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for stopping by.